So, for me personally, I've never been a huge fan of the Season 23 Rivet updates they did in the CGI era. They look so clunky and thrown together just for the sake of trying to make the engines look more realistic. But come 2025, when Dovetail Games produced their Thomas Visits the West Somerset DLC for their Train Sim World game, they faithfully recreated CGI Thomas, Annie, Clarabelle, Diesel, and the Troublesome Trucks. To no one's surprise, they kept the rivets from Season 23, but they look a little different. They weren't thick skittles plastered all over the place. They were strategically placed by the TSW crew where they would naturally make sense on an engine. They became more subtle, as well as painting the handrails seen on most real-life engines. I very much prefer these over what we got, and their new game, Thomas and Friends Wonders of Sodor, recently getting announced, they provided the same rivet updates to Percy, Gordon, James, and Emily. Now, I haven't attempted rivets since like 2019. They followed the same layouts as the show, but I quickly opted to stop using them. But with the new game announced, it was nice seeing a fresh take on them, so I thought it might be a fun idea to try and replicate them for my own models. So here's my take on what if the show used rivets based upon Wonders of Sodor. We'll start today's installment with everyone's favourite number one, Thomas. Thomas had his updates back in the previously mentioned Thomas Visits the West Somerset DLC. I thoroughly enjoyed the DLC and I love what they did with Thomas and Diesel. I like the inclusion of the painted handrails, making them blend in more rather than having clear metal that sticks out like a sore thumb. I would go more into the process of how this was achieved on my end, but there's really not much to it. It did require watching a lot of videos in the DLC, so I could see every possible angle to match them just right. Up next is Percy the Small Engine. Percy's design doesn't differ massively from the show, but notably, they fixed his toolboxes to face the right way, just like the early model seasons. The funny thing is, I was about halfway through editing the 360 turnaround when I realised I didn't give him his cab handrails. Just goes to show how subtle these changes are. I'll have to come back to Percy at some point when the full game is out, as we haven't seen a good shot of his bunker, so I have no clue what the rivets look like back there. And lastly, we have Diesel, the devious Diesel. I was so happy when I saw what updates they gave him. The addition of more of these grill plate panel things beef him up so much. He looked so bare and empty before. Here's hoping that if they ever did update the Diesels for the show, it would look something like this. Diesel is another model I need to update in the future, but for now, he holds up pretty well. I haven't updated him since like 2022. And that's all for now. I'll leave the tender engines for another installment and maybe some what ifs further down the line. If you enjoyed this video, then please let me know what you'd like to see next. I simply cannot wait for Wonders of Sodor to drop, whenever that may be. I'll definitely film some more videos about it, but until then, thank you all for joining me. Thomas and Friends Wonders of Sodor, coming soon to Dovetail Games. Available on Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, the Epic Games Store, and Steam.